I am the famous American, and we need to have this conversation. You care about race. I mean, that's you caring about race. Yes, you are the one that continues to make these videos popular. So just to put in perspective, if you're me, now I've been running this channel for years, I've got thousands of videos, largely about race and ethnicity and DNA tests and that sort of thing. Now, if you're me, a content creator who makes money from the ads that show, you know that you can do two things. You can either make videos about the things that are near to your heart and that you truly, really care a whole lot about, or you can make content that people are actually going to watch. Things that people are either searching for already on YouTube, or they just see the thumbnail and think, well, that's an interesting subject. I guess I want to hear this random guy talk about it. And that's how YouTube actually works, is that people, and I hate to compare it to clickbait, but ultimately, I would say ultimately that's what YouTube videos are. They're clickbait. It's, is this worth your time and attention? So I think it's very interesting that some of my most popular videos, like I have made a couple ones now about Johnny Cash's wife, was she black? Okay, so do I personally care whether she was black or not? I don't. But man, the fact that my viewers have made that one of my most popular videos, I've made all other ones talking about are Jewish people considered white or not? And ultimately the answer is it depends on whether you live in the United States or not, largely. But a lot of people say, why do you care so much about race and ethnicity? Why do you care? And I'm asking you the same thing. If you didn't care, you would not watch the videos. You would not make those videos popular, because that's what happens. When you take the time to watch a video and leave a comment, it sends a message to YouTube in the algorithm, hey, make this random guy, this famous American, make him more popular so that he shows up in more news feeds. So I think that's quite interesting. People will ask me, why do you care so much about race? I'm asking you, why do you care? Why is it worth your time to watch the video and to leave a comment? I really am asking you right here below to leave a comment. Explain to me, why do you care so much about race and ethnicity? Because that's ultimately really what this channel is about. I've made a whole channel, and look at how many subscribers, that's a decent amount. And the ad revenue I earn from it, just because you continue to care about this topic. Now, I'm going to attempt to answer this question, why you care about race and ethnicity. One thing is, because I'm from the United States of America, people will say, oh, you guys are so racist over there. All you care about is race. But if you're one of us, you grow up your whole life having to fill out a form that you have to fill out for the government to identify your race and your ethnicity. And anytime that you want to get a job, you have to fill out a form too, identifying your race and ethnicity. Now, the main reason that happens is to try to prevent discrimination against minorities. So if you identify as a minority, then in theory, that company or the government wants to make sure that you do not miss out on an equal opportunity. That's in theory what's going on with that. But if you lived your whole life constantly having to fill out that form, you'd be pretty aware of what your race and ethnicity is, and therefore you're more likely to know who is not the same as you and who identifies or constitutes as a minority. You become aware of those things. So because that's what it's like here, living this life here in the United States, by default, does that make us racist, or are we racially aware? Now, to put in perspective, many of my viewers are from Europe and not from the United States. Most of my viewers are from Europe. And it's different for you. You probably don't have to fill out these forms like this. You don't have to be so racially aware as we have to be over here in the United States. So it's fascinating and exotic for you to hear me so openly talk about race and ethnicity. I've had people from other parts of Europe saying, we don't ever acknowledge it. We don't really talk about it. Well, here in the United States, we do. And back when I was a kid in the 80s and 90s, we were taught we should be colorblind. We should not see race or color. Well, now in the 2020s, it's we absolutely should see race and color, and we should celebrate that. We all have different life experiences, and we should celebrate that. So that's my version of answering the question, why you care so much about race and ethnicity. And I feel like I've done a good job of being very honest with you and explaining that I continue to make these videos because you continue to make them popular, because ultimately you care a lot about race and ethnicity, and you can appreciate that someone is speaking about it honestly and openly. Now, what can you add to that? Right here in the comments.